Alright, gonna make a response video. I'll try to make this quick, no editing. To Gratex has made another video. Talking his big talk, just gonna do his psychobabble bullshit. And the usual assholes showing up to make their little comments, their little whatever. I agree. Here's Piro. I agree. It's more often because of guilt for too easy a life. I mean, it's just. Yeah, where do you make that crap up? I mean, can you buy those kind of I didn't even know you could buy something that synthetic. You know, where do you go? The super synthetic store to buy this completely synthetic crap that you mix up and then throw in people's faces? I mean, it's just such a ludicrous argument. I mean, it's just ludicrous. I feel guilty for the fact that I have a better life than, most of the human race because of deliberate and willful manipulation of the circumstance. Yeah, and I feel guilty about that. But I don't feel guilty about the rest of the problem. What I feel is, as I've stated, repulsive. It's repulsive. And you assholes don't find it repulsive. Again, you've already explained to us that you like watching boulders roll down hills, even if they crush a few little innocent creatures on the way down. So, yeah, that's right. We fundamentally disagree about what's enjoyable. So, newsflash. But that has nothing to do with guilt. I mean, it's just all the little psychobabble games. This guy's calling me Goebbels. Oh, yeah, let's get real. The propaganda is the cultural dominant ideology here. That's the Borg. There's a few little dissenters who are raising their hand, and you people are so desperate to shut them up that you're using all of this psycho crapola to shut them up. Perry Urban again with his bullshit. He doesn't understand. He's really fucking so naive. There, I'll call you naive, alright? And see if you like it. I'll use naive in every third sentence describing you. And I'll do it on other people's videos. Yeah, that'll be really smart of me, won't it? That'll endear me to you, right? I just keep calling you a little pink cement head. Yeah, a little naive, pink, happy cement head. An imbecile. Is imbecile okay? If naive's okay, imbecile's got to be okay, right? So I just call you an imbecile. I'll type in Perry Urban is an imbecile on everyone else's video. And that'll make me your friend. Right? You'll have respect for me then. I mean, he's just such an asshole. In Menem stifles debate by censorship. Now right there, so Perry, you still apparently have the ability to make videos. You have the ability to type crap about people on other videos. And you apparently have the ability to post, which I will respond to on my walking, whole text diatribes about people on vlogger heads, and also post clips of other people's videos over there. So it doesn't seem like your freedom has all been limited, except for the fact that you can not subscribe to my videos. You can still watch my videos all you want, and you call that censorship. Interesting. Yeah, no, it's called stopping hecklers. You see, the whole concept of a soapbox doesn't really work if you don't allow the person who's got the soapbox to have the soapbox. You have your turn, they have their turn, they have their turn. Now, if you go around interrupting and shouting and farting in the audience while the other guy's talking, that's called being rude. Now, if you can find an instance where I've perpetrated that kind of rudeness, then you have an argument. But until you find a point where I have perpetrated the same kind of rudeness, you have no argument. You're just an empty, weak, slandering asshole. There is no reason for his method. Well, there certainly is. All it does is alienate all but his most, extreme supporters. Again, this whole idea that everybody's a sycophant, so yeah, if I talk politely and you were a supporter, then you'd be a sycophant, right? Somebody else could just call you one because you supported something I said, or some other subject where you would support what I said. You're just a sycophant. Somebody could just call you that, and that's all they have to do is use the word, right? So again, you're using this obnoxious rhetoric and then claiming the high ground. It just doesn't make any fucking sense, idiot. If somebody calls me naive or a sycophant, I'm going to be offended. And if they call my friend one of those, I'm also going to be offended. So fuck you, cunt. Moderate and reasonable support of the kind you and I have for a lot of what he said is driven away deliberately. No, it isn't. You're obnoxious and rude. I didn't commit the first rudeness to you. you commit the first rudeness. You use this language where you sit there and impugn the character or the intelligence of people, and then just because they come right back and just say, fuck you asshole, instead of veiling their insults in a bunch of language and jargon, you get all butthurt, all your pussy starts dripping. Well, fuck you, you fucking pink cement-headed moron, naive asshole. I'll call a spade a spade. You're an asshole. I'll call you one. Period. He is distilling his audience to support his ego. So there, you're making a claim about what I'm doing. Would you like to bet $10,000 on that? How about a $10,000 bet? Come on, Perry. One of you little weasels have the balls. What we'll do is I'll pay for the polygraph tests, okay? And but the deal is that if I pass the test on that question, if I'm making videos for my ego, or if I have I've manipulated somebody in some way, or I've said something disingenuous or dishonest ever, if I've ever done anything dishonest, deliberately manipulated what people said, or deliberately twisted an interpretation to my advantage, if I've ever cheated in the argument, ever, and I can't honestly say under polygraph that I've never cheated the argument, alright, then fine. Okay, I mean, then you owe me $10,000. How about it? You got the balls? And if it's the other way around, if I fail the polygraph, you get $10,000. So you want to back up your accusation, you little pussy, you little pink cement-headed, naive, slandering motherfucking piece of shit? No, you won't do that. Because this is what you call your freedom to slander. This is what it's obnoxious and censorship for somebody to say, I find that offensive, I find it disgusting, I think you're a weasel, I think you're a coward, I think you're afraid of a real argument, you're just fucking goddamn playing little word games and little psychobabble games to avoid having to make the argument. All you're doing is saying the messenger smells, and that's all you're fucking doing. You're taking the little cheater way out. Let's see you pass the lie detector. Can I give you a lie detector? Can I pay to have you polygraphed on these important questions? And just see how sincerely you write these comments, how much sincerity is in this shit, this weak, wimpy character assassination? Yeah, I don't think so. There is no effective moderation of his views. Well, why the fuck would there be any kind of thing? Like, why should I be moderate on the subject of Vietnam War? Or World War II, for that matter? Why should I be moderate about my values? You either have them or you don't. You either believe something is right or you believe something is wrong. Or you don't have an opinion. Well, there are subjects I don't have an opinion on, and I don't give a fuck on. Like, what should be the most popular shoe color this year? I don't really give a shit. Alright? I couldn't care the fuck less, and so I don't voice an opinion on it, because it's not a subject I have a strong opinion on. I'm not decisively convinced one way or the other. The stuff I do talk about is the stuff I am decisively convinced. I have no obligation to be moderate when I think somebody's being an asshole, a motherfucking cunt bastard shit fucker. Shit fucker. So they become more extreme over time. Well, whatever. You want to make some sort of argument that extremism is bad, that it's bad to be extremely against rape, or child molesting, or drunk driving, or some other thing. Why not? Yeah, I'm all for some fucking extremism. We need some fucking extremism. As confirmed by his self-selected audience. Well, whatever. I didn't select my audience. I don't give a fuck. They'll tell you that quite clearly. I don't even read their PMs. I don't give a fuck about them. So that's all kind of bullshit, too. I'd rather just disable comments, but then everybody just gets all fucking wet panties over that, too. Yeah, I have no, every time, comments just illustrate how fucking stupid people are. You have time to write this shit. When you're just talking in a video, it's off the top of your head, you really can't engineer it, you can't refine it, you can't edit it. It just comes out of your mouth, it comes out of your brain quite directly. You assholes have time to look at what you write and say, oh, that's kind of a snarky asshole thing to say. You have time to edit it and to fix it and to correct it, and this is the best you can do, is this tripe that you assholes put on these videos, this whatever this crap is, this pyroisms, these cliches, this, oh, he's like Goebbels, yeah, right. I mean, look, yeah, Remy's on here again, too. I stopped watching his videos. You should too. Well, that's an enlightened statement, isn't it? I mean, that's just fucking brilliant. Just to add, let him convince those who will be convinced by his arguments. That is punishment enough for them. Yeah, I mean, really. So everybody can just argue. I wish it worked that way. I wish other people's behavior impacted just them. I wish it was that fucking simple. I wish the birthers only gave birth to themselves. I wish they only enslaved themselves. I wish they only took risks with themselves. I wish they irresponsibly mistreated themselves. But that's not the way it fucking works, Remy. Fuckwit. But again, you won't even come close to understanding any of this shit because you're basically like some sort of benign tumor. You're absolutely useless. You don't do anything. You just sit there like a lump of shit and say, well, whatever, huh? I'm busy knitting a sock for my dog's ear. So I don't even know why you bother watching anything. You don't seem to have a very engaged intellect. So anyway, on to the video. Sorry. Yeah, so anyway, these people...
Wow, it's like you're in bed all the time. I don't know. I didn't realise Dustbook had actually been through this fucking horrific accident. I thought he was just like really lazy and in bed all the time, you know. So you're okay. And I'm doing whatever. Just feel like shit all the time. And I don't know if I'm coping too well with working 10 hours during the night and then looking at
probably should have skipped this part.
I don't think it's really working out too well.
No, it probably isn't. Yeah.
But
I used to love working at night.
I watched this video you've responded to. It's one of Mendham's videos, and I promised myself I wouldn't do it. I don't know. And then I decided to watch the fucking 48-minute response to my.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this whole obsession with the minutes of the response, right? Yes, you have the choice not to watch it. So if it's not engaging, don't watch it. If you don't think an argument's going to be made, don't watch it. But yeah, realistically, that's what it takes. You know, you're not going to discover the truth of our reality of the universe in 4-minute video conversations. It might take a little bit more than that. You might have to hash things out a little finer than that. All right, so this whole whining about how long the video is, well, I'm sorry. If the video is engaged in the conversation, in attempting to find where the substance of the disagreement is, then yeah, that's what it's going to take.
That he made, and I started watching it, and I just felt so sick watching it. I felt physically sick, you know, not like, oh, it's disgusting, but just unraveling this fucking idiot brain. It's an idiot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's exactly how you make me feel. I'm saying why yes, nuke the fuckers. Okay, if they're this fucking stupid, they can't even speak English or understand English. Don't know what words mean. Yeah, they're too fucking stupid. I mean, so yeah, button, yes, way too many of these fucking retards who can't articulate a counter argument. All they can do is whine and gripe and talk about somebody's psychology.
Idiot fucking brain. I might agree with them on so many things, but even the things I agree with him on, I still have a better argument than he does. Yeah.
I don't know. Could you give us some examples of that fucknut? No, of course not.
He's complaining about the comments people are making my videos, you know. Look at the comments on his fucking videos. Somebody's saying that I deserve to be killed. Maybe I should be killed so I can see what pain is really like.
Yeah, well, maybe you should be. Maybe you should be killed the hardest way a human being gets killed. So then, yeah, in all of the ways they get killed. You should get killed in a coal mine. You should get run over on the street, crossing the street with your kid, you know, by a drunk driver. Yeah, you really need a taste of it, but you're just not getting it. Okay, that people go through experiences that they didn't ask for, that they never initiated. Okay, they're just consequentially impacted by all of this bullshit that you call a worthy game. So yeah, okay, but whatever. I'm just whatever. I wasn't talking about my comment section. I'm talking about why I block people. Why you block people can be a different reason, okay? I block people for talking trash on other people's videos, okay? Where they're expecting me somehow, what, to go on somebody else's video and defend myself from their fucking goddamn obnoxious invasions into my privacy. You gotta comment here on this video about my anxiety disorder again. Some of the guys saying I own 3 cars. They talk all this trash in all your fucking cunt videos. All right, now I haven't seen any personal comments on my videos about somebody, and every time I do see one, I delete it. That's the truth. Okay, anytime somebody makes a personal reference about somebody, I delete it. Now, if you're going to say some generic hate rhetoric deserves that, well, okay. But I'm just saying, it's not my responsibility. I'm explaining why I block people. If you want to sit there and let that asshole comment on your video after he said that on somebody else's video, that's your fucking goddamn choice. I bet you have plenty of people blocked, though. I really do.
Obviously. Since I'm not arguing for the universe to be destroyed, since I'm not arguing that life should end, I obviously haven't suffered in life, or I don't have a...
Well, whatever. I haven't made that argument in my video, so if you want to argue about the comments section somewhere, then maybe you should title your video differently and change your attitude a bit, and maybe argue with them. Use their name in the description and talk about them. Asshole.
Empathy or some shit.
Yeah, well, again, how many ways can it be put? The point is there's this thing called an imposition. People are imposing this thing. So that's an aggressive act. They're saying, I'm competent, I'm capable of understanding that it's really in your best interest. Now, the guy shows up and says, I think I got a bad deal. I got a broken TV. It doesn't play no TV. I don't want this thing. This thing was crap. I don't know how you assholes think this is a good enough TV. It doesn't have a picture. It doesn't have any knobs. It's a cardboard fucking box. And you told me it was a TV, okay? You lied, basically. All right? Where's the refund desk? Where does somebody get their suffering back? Where do they get it undone? Oh, that's right, they can't. And for people to be obnoxious and not take any responsibility for the mess they make with this aggressive decision, that's the issue. Now, you can't get that that's the issue. You can't understand that. You can't address that. Okay? You just keep running from that fucking argument. This is no better than drunk driving.
Just fucking sick of it. I don't think these assholes have ever suffered anything in their fucking lives, I don't think they...
Right, so you can't really turn this table. I know you're just playing a game here, I'm going to turn the table, but that's not the argument. I mean, it's quite obvious they have, because they're the ones talking about baby elephants getting eaten alive, and they're the ones using all these analogies to all the harm and the suffering that's perpetrated in nature. They write whole books about it, talking about the suffering that takes place. So, I mean, quite obviously, you can't just play that little game, all right? We're not equals in this argument. You are the one saying it's acceptable. You are the one saying it's not just acceptable, it's worthy of a sanction of more. Make more of it, okay? That's your argument, all right? So it's quite obvious that you have a different appreciation of value. It's quite obvious, asshole. So let's just recognize that's where the disagreement is. The disagreement is completely, you think there's some other ingredient. We're not just satisfying our addiction to derive our pleasures. No, we're doing something more. We're adding so much extra value that it justifies imposing it on people who didn't ask to be in it. It justifies throwing the kid in the roller coaster whether he wants to ride it or not.
Have any issues in their life? There you go. There's me. I'm going to turn it around on them. Okay. I'm going to say, I don't think that any of them have really faced death. I don't think they have. I think...
Yeah, well, whatever. It's who cares about this facing death thing? That's only one component of the disgusting and putrid and stupid nature of life. I saw a John Cleese clip, in the Modern Mystics video, and you're looking, and he's old, and he says basically, yeah, I'm getting old, and I'm going to be dead soon. And you just think of the tragedy of that, really. I mean, yeah, this is just a tragically stupid, idiotic, moronic system that you're part of, and you're just giving it your gratex seal of approval. Well, your seal of approval isn't nearly good enough, in my opinion. All right, that's a rubber stamp of bullshit. This thing has to be a lot better than it is to justify any seal of approval.
They've just complained about not having Christina Applegate as their sex toy or something. I think that's what's bothering them. That they
Oh,
can't.
whatever. It's fine. Go ahead. Make it again more just little personal attack bullshit. All right, I'm the one who woke up with a stroke, asshole. But I didn't need to do any of this shit. Like I said, I could figure this shit out when I was fucking goddamn 10 years old. I already knew this was a bullshit game. All you had to do was look outside your door. All you had to do was see what was going on every fucking day in the real biological world where all these living things were getting their little shells ripped off and their guts sucked out.
Live the highest aspirational lives that exist. I think that's the real issue here. So if they can't have that, then it's not worth it.
Oh, whatever. Again, that's just more accusations, like I said, demeaning character, impugning them personally. Fine, just keep playing that game as if that has something to do with the subject of antinatalism, has something to do with the obnoxious arrogance of these people who proclaim the value in the imposition, that they have a right to roll dice with other people's welfare. And it's that fucking simple and obvious.
But of course, they're just
I mean, who is the burden of proof on? I don't have to prove life sucks. The assholes imposing it have the burden of proof. Fucker. Spider rocking up my hand. He had to die. But it was quick.
Man, but fuck. You look at the shit that they say about you. You should be tortured and fucking killed, you know. They're just... This video I'm watching where he's like, oh, you know, people are talking, the minions like, oh, violence is terrible, violence is terrible, violence is terrible. And he's talking about kicking, in the video you liked, he's talking about kicking people in the balls and so, oh, let's kick these.
Well, yeah, again, you just don't get it, okay? There's this thing, the justice system, like, okay? You could say, thou shalt not kill, right? And some asshole kills, and you say, well, you violated the fucking rule, asshole, so now we're going to have to kill you. You know, because you're a menace. You're a rabid, sick, broken piece of crap. So yeah, the people who are causing the harm's got to stop, right? That's the thing that's got to be stopped, is the harm, the bigotry, the bullshit, the nonsense. So yeah, you have to go after the people doing it, perpetrating the crime. So yeah, there is a distinction. You don't want to get the distinction, that's okay. And I wish there was some other solution. And I'm the one arguing, asshole, regardless, that, you know, what are you going to do about it? This is the problem. We have a violent nature. That's right. We do go for their balls. Okay? We'll point our fucking little, you know, tubes with holes in them, with little projectiles inside. We'll point those tubes at each other and try to blow the other guy's head off. And that's how we solve problems. Now, do you have some alternate mechanism? I've offered alternate mechanisms, you know, but the point is unless you come up with one, that's your doom anyway, asshole. You're going down. The argument here is whether you're going to go down like an asshole. Like, again, the human race can't do anything right, so it'll do this wrong too, and do it as messy and as sloppy and waste as much suffering as possible in crashing. Because it can't even do that right. It can't pull the ejector sheet. It's just too fucking stupid to do anything rational.
Religious people in the balls, let's take away the right to vote from them. You know, but they don't have the right. Let's goose step our legs right into their testicles.
Oh, whatever. Like I said, you want to defend, you know, letting retards control the destiny of the human race. That's your prerogative. All right, I think when people have been demonstrated to have a delusion, a preposterously broken hunk of logic in their head, that yeah, there's got to be a way to say, no, you really do lose credibility here. You're not competent. You can't drive a car unless you know how to drive a car. If you don't know what reality is, if you've got it preposterously wrong, all right, you're a menace to society. We can't give you a voting license.
And it's just so unbearably horrible to be so right. To be so right, you know, about people and how they relate to power, you know. And just to be so accurate as I am, horn tooting.
Oh, whatever. So more of this grandiose bullshit that somehow everybody is just psychology. It has nothing to do with life history and values and philosophy. They make 45-minute videos doing exactly this, articulating an explanation for why they do something or why they said something, giving you more detail, and all you do is keep coming back with the same psychobabble. I mean, you do make me want to throw the fuck up. You're just so fucking putrid. This is such disgusting rhetoric. You can't make a rational argument on the subject, so all you can do is keep talking about some kind of hierarchy and some sort of Freudian ego, maniacal control of the universe. I mean, fuck you stupid dickhead.
And to see it again and again played out, you know, this atheist hive mind trundling on.
Oh yeah, the hive mind of the atheists, the most unorganized, political group. Maybe less. Okay, cigarette smokers are more unorganized, but completely ineffectual, unorganized, undisciplined, in lockstep as you can get community, and you're going to talk about it like it's the board. I mean, it's just, how could you be so, you can't get much further off, okay, than to talk about atheists as if it's a hive mind. I mean, that's about as stupid and imbecilic as it gets. Brilliant, asshole.
You know, we should, you are religious, so you don't have the right to have a say in your society. You don't have a vote. You are scum. You are untouchable.
Oh, whatever. Again, you want to, like I said, you want to defend it, all this nonsense. You want to, people have this satanic nonsense. They think the devil is manipulating somebody. They got these conspiracy theories. You don't think this stuff is incredibly dangerous to our social cohesion and organization? You don't think this has basically corrupted the whole ability to have a rational democracy? Well, then I think you're really, really fucking dumb.
You should be sterilized. Or at least you should have your children taken away from you. So
well, I didn't make that argument, so this is what? What is that called? When you just add a big pile of shit on top of something. I mean, it's not really it's a straw man, but it's like straw shit man. It's a straw zombie. Fuck you.
Infect them with your lies, you liars. You don't know the truth. That's the kind of shit that come out of people, you know. I'm not saying that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not saying that's right. So you just did a misparaphrase there. The very thing you keep whining and complaining about, and you commit the exact same crime, and then you're just such a fucking hypocrite. Hypocrite man. What was the point I was going to make about this stupid... but again, I mean, not to recognize the danger of these fallacies that compel people. Dogma is your enemy, asshole. Okay? The enemy isn't psychology. It's really, really, really dumb premises.
Dumb's arguing. But I think we know what happens when absolute truth is given power via popularity. I think we can look at history and see that. The problem with Amendment is he thinks...
Oh, no, again, that was just, again, dogma, right? That was just dogma. All right? It wasn't fucking some sort of rational policy that attacked the world, that took over the world. It didn't sit there and say, here, I have a proposition. Argue it, okay? Counter-argue it. Give me an alternative theory that's more reasonable. And this little, whatever, this goose step won't goose step you. All right? But if you don't, well, yeah, you're going to get goose step.
Just because of religion that all these evil things happen. Evil things happen. Because of religion that these things happen.
Oh, yeah, well, let's just ignore the historical facts. Let's just ignore all the people who were slaughtered based on a dogmatic bigotry, book of bigotry. Let's just ignore that. The book of bigotry had nothing to do with it. Yeah, sorry. That was what gave them the excuse. They could sanction being evil because they held the book up and said, see, God didn't make the book catch on fire, so I guess what we're doing is okay.
Because of the absolute truth and the power behind it that these things happen. It's, if you can feel that you can relate to another.
Did you really, again, well, do you really believe that these people thought they had the absolute truth? Do you think that was in their heads and minds? It wasn't greed and avarice and want of their property or their stuff? You really think they had an absolute truth? That they actually had faith, real confidence that their God existed? You really think that's what's in their heads? Then I think you're an idiot. Well, I think you're an idiot for a number of reasons, but that would definitely be in the top 10 of the reasons.
Human being, as if they need to be treated violently because of their thoughts, because of their beliefs.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they won't listen to reason, okay? If you tell a guy you can't drink and drive, and he just keeps drinking and driving, well, yeah, then you're going to have to smack him. And you're going to have to, give him a little bit of a jolt and say, no, we're serious, asshole.
And how do you think that's going to happen in a more visceral society when these ideas hit the mainstream, when they become popular?
Yeah, then we'll have a civil war and we can finally get this shit over with. I can run down the field with my pitchfork and have all or nothing. We either have a rational universe or we have an irrational one. All right? Yeah, I'd rather that. I'd rather die fighting for something coherent and rational than to die for this diarrhea, this mixture of diverse nonsense, this placation to a bunch of bullshit and crap. That's right, winner take it all. I much rather winner take it all than to play this stupid, idiotic game of forcing things that can't live together.
So what can you say to people? People that just think that if everybody thought like them, the world would be a better place.
Yeah, well, there is a truth to it, okay, asshole? There are things called liars in the world. There's deceivers, there's takers, there's thieves, there's stealers, okay? And then there's people who have none of those ambitions, okay? They want to basically, leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, or something like that. I don't want your stuff, I just want what I earned. I want a fair fight. These are memes and ideas and concepts that own people. Somebody can be either owned by integrity or owned by being a scheming, manipulative piece of shit. So there are a difference between these people. And if you put a bunch of people with integrity together, okay, yeah, they're going to have what's called a civilization. But if you allow the little scheming assholes, the little spammers and the little trolls, the little hecklers, the little chaos makers, okay, to fuck it all up, then there's not going to be any cohesion and the whole thing will fall apart. Assholes like you are the problem, fucker.
Oh, fucking shit, yeah. If everybody thought like me, the world would...
Yeah, that's right, you'd all sit on your fucking fat ass saying, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
Within a week, okay. And the same with anybody else.
Yeah, bullshit. You just see Nick's garden? I mean, if you had a fucking Earth populated with Nicks, okay? I mean, the jobs would get done. Everything would be on a clipboard. I mean, the trains would be on fucking time. So fuck you. And even there'd be time to pet the fucking cat and take care of the birds when they fall out of nests. So fuck you, alright? Yeah, I'd definitely take a world populated by Nicks than fucking gratex. Yeah, that's for damn fucking sure.
All sorts.
And they're not all equal, and they're not all the same.
I'm tired of it.
And the assholes deserve to be called assholes.
I don't want to think about him. I just think about his hypocrisy and his projections.
And that's what I think of you. You're a disgusting, grotesque, putrid. You're oozing it like goddamn fucking sweat. The hypocrisy just oozes off of your fat fucking cheeks.
No, you'll say, he'll moralise about me. Oh, you can't say that it's absolutely wrong to kill a baby. You can't say it's absolutely wrong to kill a baby. You can't say it's absolutely wrong to kill a baby. And then I'll listen to...
What the fuck was that? Yeah, that's, I mean, this is just... I don't even know what this argument is. You want to go back to the argument that a goddamn pig is more sentient than a human baby... Again, what's the counter argument? You think somebody's actually got a theory that the mature pig is less sentient than a human newborn? I don't think so.
I'm saying that Well, what's wrong with just gassing a 2-year-old child? You know, they fall asleep and then we just gas them and end their life. Is there anything wrong with that? He asks. And it's just like, just the outrageous fucking hypocrisy.
Yeah, again, hypocrisy how? I've made it pretty damn clear that I care because something can be harmed. If something is in a harmless condition, well then it's in a different category. So it's not that complicated. I've explained all of this. You don't want to understand the science of how brains mature and consciousness arises? Well, that's your fucking problem.
Fucking crazy-assed, cat-throwing fucking hypocrisy, the man. Pisses me off.
Well, again, you can label hypocrisy as just an idiotic claim. How is it hypocrisy? I mean, how explicit do I have to make it? Suffering sucks. My value equation is based on this idea of something being sentient. So explain to me the sentience of a 1 or 2-year-old human. Go ahead, explain to me how developed their brain is, how it is making proper cognitive associations, how you have memories of being your second birthday.
He's just a moral. He just cares about popularity. He's just said this in this video you reacted to. It's just the popularity. You know, and that's the thing.
Another lie. Okay, so fine. So now you've lied about my video, and To Be Serious has lied about my video. I didn't say I care about popularity. I said the audience cares about it. The human race cares about it. All you have to do is get an opinion in the hands of the popular, the charismatic, and that opinion will spread. That's just the way it works, unfortunately. Popularity breeds popularity. All you have to do is start getting a little bit of momentum, and the ball will roll.
He doesn't get this. He doesn't get that that's what it is actually all about. He's chasing his fucking cheese. His cheese is misery. His cheese is fights.
Oh, whatever. No. So you keep making these arguments. I'm probably a lot less miserable than you, asshole. Yeah, the only reason why I'm still here is to fight the fight. That's right, because I understand that it's my welfare, in theory, that I'm defending. I'm protecting myself against you assholes, you imposers. Alright, and this is the only way I can do it. I have to stay here and argue with you fuckers to try to cork it. To take your arrogance and your obnoxiousness and your imposition attitude and shove that up your ass. Fuck yourself, not me.
Cheese is power. He wants to be in control. He wants misery.
Again, another lie. So you want to do the $10,000 polygraph contest here, fuckwit? And I'll pass the polygraph, okay? I'm not here to do any of this shit. I don't want to be in control. I don't want control. What I want is a civilization. And apparently because nobody else is going to do anything, I have to fucking do it. But I'd much rather there be somebody else fucking driving this train. I'd rather there be somebody else who is making a rational video on goddamn YouTube. But unfortunately, there's nobody for me to support on YouTube because nobody's making videos that say a goddamn motherfucking thing. But they're all owned by your Borg, asshole.
He wants to argue the arguments with people. He wants to get on stick-cam and fight for 10 fucking hours. You know, somebody comes in the room with an irrelevant fucking point, rather than just saying, no, like, that's irrelevant. No, we'll just fight with them. We'll have a fight, because it's getting too boring in the room.
Oh, whatever. You tried doing it, asshole. It's really hard to figure out what conversations are end up going circular and going nowhere, and you just get redundant and redundant and redundant, and which ones are not. But again, it is this idea that somehow I'm controlling the stickcam room. I mean, get fucking real. I'm just in it. And I'm saying, well, what conversation is worth having? And I mean, I obviously have to be in the mood a little bit, don't I? I mean, don't the conversations usually generate and keep moving because I interject in them? So, I mean, there's been a few times when I just sat back and the conversation turns to complete shit. And people start talking about the fat content of skim milk or something. So, another, but it's more just bullshit accusations. If I'm doing it wrong, you do it right, fucker.
We'll fight instead. Chasing the fucking cheese. And if you're gonna...
Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying I'm chasing cheese. Like, yeah, so for 2 fucking years, every Saturday night, I go through this grueling, whatever it is, and you're saying that's me chasing cheese. God, I hate your guts. I really hate your fucking fat, piggish, obnoxious, rude, insulting, and completely inaccurate, lying guts.
I chase some kind of cheese. I chase that kind. But that's just me. I'm just a pussy. I'm one of these wet, pussy atheists. I'm not one of these big...
Well, you are. Yeah, you're a weak atheist. You don't take any responsibility for unintelligent design. You think the human race has something to do 10,000 years from now. Like it's got to, you know, polish its synthetic marble 3-dimensional super glow counters or something. You know, and eat a perfectly created synthetic Monsanto peach that's actually synthetic meat. Yeah, some kind of bullshit like that. You're just fucking having little wet dreams about your future Rama, where you'll be the robot guy, you know. You know what I don't even know. I don't even know what you're after.
Hard, real atheist. I'm not a true atheist, you know. I'm not a true Scotsman either. But that's it. Anyway, fuck you at Mendel, you prick.
Yeah, fuck
Fucking
you.
40 at this
You
point.
asshole.
I have a job, sir. I have a job. I work 10 hours a fucking day. I've not got time to cut up your fucking videos into 4-hour segments.
Well, I'm sorry. It's not my fault, okay? Yeah, we have different lives. I have a job, too. I'm not getting it done, but you know, I have it. And yeah, my life is a mess. There's no doubt about it that I'm having to compromise pieces of my life to do this shit. Things ain't getting done the way they used to. So no doubt about it. But whatever, that's not my problem, okay? It's not. And you can make a counter argument. I mean, all I'm asking you to do is explain imposition. Do you understand the word imposition? Okay, and that the people who are imposing have the burden of proof, that they have an obligation to have the stronger argument. They're doing the aggressive act. The aggressive act requires the more substantial argument. You can't just say it's just opinion, we're equals. No, you have to say I have good reason to do what I'm doing. And they don't have good reason, and you should at least be able to admit that that's fucking fail. If you're going to be the aggressor, you got to have some kind of qualification and authority behind you. I mean, if you're a car driver, right, and you're going to go through the intersection and you're going to do something really kind of gnarly, you know, well, if you're going to take those risks, you know, go through the yellow light or something, you better know what the fuck you're doing.
Okay, so you just go on having your fucking sermons to some imaginary fucking strongman opponent.
Oh, whatever. The opponent's right here, okay? I don't misquote him. I don't pervert what he says. I don't distort what he says. I played his motherfucking obnoxious, stupid, trivial, silly bullshit video that never even got on the subject. So fuck you. You're the guy fucking wasting my time.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so enough said. So whatever. This go on and on, I suppose, for a while. But yeah, that's just the way it is, and it is kind of disappointing because it's like, yeah, one of my sycophants, that Foolish Productions guys, he made some sort of comment on Wise Monkey's video that I was too harsh on the stupid Wise Monkey, and somehow he appreciates the humor of Wise Monkey. So even my sycophants are useless piles of shit. They just don't get it. This used car salesman, lying fake human being, makes a garbage video, and somehow I'm now wrong. And then even Conference Report said, oh, well, yeah, I don't pick on Gary because he has enough haters. Well, look, Conference Report, you got some critique to make about my personality or my style or the content of my videos, then goddamn fucking make it. All right? I'm either right or I'm fucking wrong. Is it wrong to say somebody's a fucktard? Is it wrong to say this fucking guy is an asshole and he has lied about me and he's slandered my character and he's fucking goddamn attacked parts of my personal life or my integrity and I think it's out of bounds and it's bullshit. He's not attacking the argument. He's attacking me personally. All right, now, is that out of line? I mean, fuck you people. You can't make arguments worth shit. Your arguments suck. Okay, all you got is your personal bullshit. And you started it. Okay, that's just the fucking goddamn fact, Perry Urban. You started it. Alright, you naive little fucknut. You started it.